Today, I am going over my updated crypto portfolio, and I have prepared a full spreadsheet, including a dashboard, update log, etc., that I will keep updating so my audience, you guys, can keep track. Now, we have done these portfolio videos before. My portfolio picks have been doing really well since last month because I think, timed the market quite well, especially timed it on Bitcoin. So it really wasn't anything special. We just bought into the most popular narratives, the strongest narratives at a good time. And even though we did this, some of our audience still got confused since our last portfolio video, the full one that we did to update, because that list was quite different from the list I had from the beginning of the year 9 months ago. Let's just get this out of the way. This is intended. I move coins around regularly, all the time, and especially in a bull market going into next year, this is only going to continue. And one of my core methodology is that if the altcoin sector does not perform, or if the altcoin itself that I'm holding is lagging behind and there are better altcoins in the same sector, then I will switch those coins out for a stronger altcoin. I think this is why we need a new type of content on the channel that regularly updates and tracks my portfolio, and having it ideally as a dashboard. So that's why I'm making this video, this live stream, and make sure to watch till the end as I'll explain exactly how to track the portfolio going forward. If you guys have any questions, stick around and send your questions in the chat, and we'll do a Q&A at the very end. Okay, so welcome everyone. If you're new here to the channel, my name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor for the past 6 years, and I have invested in over 100 crypto startups. On this channel, I share views on market trends and investing strategy to build wealth in crypto. Really quick, let's just show you guys what I'm talking about in terms of the dashboard. So thanks to CoinMarketCap, they have a really strong API, and I'm able to track all of the altcoins that we have outlined in my last portfolio video from back here, as well as the portfolio videos we've been doing. I believe we've done 3 of them over the past 2 years. All of them come in the same format, and you'll be familiar with this style already. So I should have the link to this published spreadsheet in the description, but if it's not, it will be there after the live stream. This will stay public, and how this works is that this updates regularly, and I have the coins, all of them that I have been holding on a medium to long-term basis, and they have the logos, the names, the entry price, current price, profit and loss or P&L percentage, the holding percentage. This is mainly the portfolio breakdown that you see from the portfolio videos from before. Same kind of style, but just that it updates automatically now. So you see the percentages are not like 2% or 20% still. It updates based on the value of them and based on my movements on the portfolio. And then you have the holding value, the holding amount, and especially the category. This is very important. And the ID is just to keep track on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, so I can get these info. On the second page here, you have the pie charts. This is a breakdown of the percentage by category. Here you have like 16.9% in Bitcoin right now, 16.5% in Ethereum, 18.1% in Solana, and then 6.5% in all the layer ones in gaming, AI, RWA, memes. Same 5 categories as before. But you see, this is already a bit different because some of these altcoins in the 5 categories, they did really well. And these actually kind of expanded. And the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, if you remember from the last video, they were taking up 20% of each. This time around, they're actually shrinking a bit. Not because I sold these 3, but just because they're actually getting squeezed because the altcoins are doing really well. And down here, you also see the percentage by coin, and you can find the largest percentage holdings that will match exactly to this portfolio. It's live data. And last but not least, I also have an update log on here where I have the dates and what action I took on this portfolio at those dates. Very simple. The last time we posted this, I filmed that video about September 8th, even though it was published about a week later. And here are the coins I bought, how many I bought, and at what price. And here are some of the actions since then. And you see overall this portfolio is up 35% over the past month. Pretty good. And I have not put any more capital into this. This is purely from the portfolio gains. And this is kind of a challenge style. I want to put myself in this portfolio because I don't want to just keep adding money into it for no reason. 100K is not huge size, in my opinion, for my sides. And that's why I really see this as a mark portfolio. That's why I named it mark portfolio on the dashboard. My actual portfolio movements, including all the buys and sells, are the same times, the same executions, and the same percentages. However, I just used 100K as the starting point because it's a round number and it's easier to track. And these percentages, like 20% in the beginning and then 2% for each altcoin, whatever, it's a bit easier and it helps you like scale up or down. So if you have a 10K portfolio, you can divide everything by 10. If you have a 100K portfolio, you can just kind of follow that. So just treat these percentages as an easy example to follow, but don't get confused if I'm only buying like $500 of a meme coin on here. I rarely do positions that small. Okay, so that's how to use this. And just to give you guys more methodology here before we get into the actual updates since last month, any coin that I put into this portfolio, I view it as legit. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be a permanent hold. Remember, it has to be performing well. So I will reevaluate on an ongoing basis. And depending on the performance of the sector and the coin against the sector, if the coin runs a lot, I might take some profit and put it into another coin in the same category that's undervalued in my opinion. We aim to put out monthly update videos and live streams just like this one in this bull run. So look out for like a similar style video every month. This live dashboard will reflect that. But this live dashboard will be updated much more regularly because you see this update log. It's like every few days whenever I make an action. If you want to track this, you could just go to this link and like have it open or something. But if you want the real-time alerts, two ways you can do so. The best way is to join our insider community, the trading community, the Coiners. It's a free community with our own application, our own website, our own mobile app. On here, I post all my updates in my signals channel, not only for portfolio updates, but also my trade signals as well. For every time I make a move to the portfolio, I'll make sure to alert everyone on here. And you get an instant ping on your phone and on your email, etc. You can also follow my X or Twitter. On here, I have posted quite a few of these updates. For example, when I got into Metis at $33, this was October 3rd. And this is right here. I tracked it. Basically, I was selling a part of my near position, bought Metis at 33, and Metis today is at like 45 or something, 44. Similarly, I've been posting about Humans AI. There's another AI altcoin that I got into. And this was like October 11 to October 15-ish. I took some positions in there. I also updated here. And I have been getting back into Foxy and Puff, two meme coins that I sold back in beginning of August during their first breakdown because both were bottoming out. And these I posted on my Twitter or X 1 week ago. And I just took my Puff position like 3 days ago, actually. And they're all updated on the portfolio as well. So make sure to follow me on Twitter or X. That's the best way to get quick alerts. Last but not least, for methodology, any short-term trades that do not last over 1 month will not be included on this portfolio. I don't think that even counts as a portfolio. If I'm buying an altcoin and I have some leverage on it, like 2x long, 3x long trade, it's not a portfolio hold. And I think that's kind of irresponsible as well. Like, if I buy it and then I put it on the portfolio and then 2 weeks later it's sold. I don't think that counts. So none of those will be put in here. Instead, they are trade setups. I do post trade setups on Twitter, but the best way to get them is also on the Coiners community, because I'm trading a lot on here. I traded a bunch of other altcoins, such as, a bunch of these trade positions that we were doing. I also post like TPs and my stop losses on all of these. Each one has a entry, stop loss, take profit, etc. None of these positions will be included in the portfolio per se, because these positions I held for a week. It just doesn't make sense. So any coin that I include on here, I aim to hold longer than 1 month. And I have to have a reason to do so. And that's why you're not going to see everything on here, including the short-term trades. Okay, that's all the methodology. Now let's get into the actual updates. So in this month's portfolio update, I have 8 altcoin positions that I moved around, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So let's just go into them one by one, starting going by time. So on October 2nd, I bought some Axelar. I tweeted about this as well, and I covered this on my last live stream. Which one was it? I think it was this one, where I covered, I was getting quite bullish on Axelar because they had a pivot towards RWA. We got into Axelar at 57 cents, and now it's at nearly 90 cents. Pretty good. I still hold a lot of this. In fact, this is my largest position in the RWA sector now. If you go by the percentage holding and you go to RWA, you see I have, more Axelar holding than Pendle, Orion, Ondo, Mantra, etc. So I have been taking some profits on Mantra, on Pendle, and I think on Ondo as well. And I got into Axelar and Clearpool as the 2 other RWA coins. So Axelar is the first change. I really think this one is quite undervalued compared to the other ones. Axelar today is still below 1 billion market cap. And 2 things people don't know is that Axelar did a public sale on CoinList, and the public sale price was 1 billion fully diluted valuation. So $1, and it's still below public sale price. And all of their investor unlocks will finish by end of December this year. So after that, it's like full ride, fully unlocked for all investors, no overhang. And the tokenomics is really good. That's why you see this here, market cap versus FDV, like 70% is already out. Really good tokenomics going right into the next year's bull run. So I think this is going to be one of the strongest runners in RWA. Okay, next up, update logs. I picked up also in the RWA sector is Clearpool. Clearpool is smaller in market cap for altcoins, but this is pretty undervalued in my opinion in the RWA sector. They have a lot of strong backers, and they are building a full RWA L2 called Ozian, and basically following the exact same approach as MantraDAO. And these guys also have really strong tokenomics, 170 million FDV, 115 million already circulating. And this coin has been around for very long. You see here, launched in November 2021. So this is almost 3 years now since it launched. So most investors have sold out like way before. These are the kind of things you want to do. And this is why I picked this up. I think tokenomics is one of the strongest, and these guys are pushing a lot, which means, if there's going to be RWA hype, these guys are probably going to catch the wave. So I did take a position in Clearpool, albeit pretty small, 0.75% of the portfolio right now, $1,000 of kind of this chunk. Okay, and what else? That's the RWA sector. And then we have, let's see, layer 1 sector. So I still have Toncoin, Caspa, Phantom. I picked up 2 other layer 1. You could say layer 2 for Metis, but I really think Metis is its own thing now. It's really quite decoupled from Ethereum. So I picked up Aptos today, and you see here I picked it up above current price, basically right at $10, because everyone has been flooding into SUI. And if you talk about SUI now, it's like the best thing ever, apparently, because of this just crazy price action, right? Going from whatever this is, like 50 cents to $2. I don't think SUI is a good buy anymore. I think it's at all-time high, and people say it's the Solana killer, but I really don't think so. If you have actually used SUI, you know what it's all about. It's smooth, sure. It's fast, sure. But outside of crypto and outside of crypto degens, nobody knows what SUI is. Outside of crypto, a lot of people know what Solana is. Most of the coins you hear about on SUI and their meme coins, they are not retail friendly. Like no retail trader is buying SUI meme coins. That doesn't exist. So that's why I don't think SUI is a Solana killer. It's just the price action. It's really strong. And you got to go into their narrative. So what is the narrative? It's the Move programming language for smart contracts. And the closest competitors to SUI is Aptos. And really cool on Aptos is that even though Aptos is often seen as more like VC coin, whatever, Aptos has better tokenomics than SUI. Out of all of the circulating supply, when you compare the two, SUI is at 5.6 billion circulating market cap, and Aptos is right around there, 5.2 billion. But you see, SUI's FTV is 20 billion. Aptos FTV is 11 billion. That's because SUI has actually way more token unlocks for investors, whereas Aptos has a lot less. So just with these metrics, I think it's pretty safe to say Aptos has 2x upside from here in the kind of Move programming language scene than SUI. That's just my opinion. And you can also track since last month a ratio chart between SUI and Aptos, and that will give you a clear do I have that here? That will give you a clear view here. This is SUI versus SOL. Yeah, this one's interesting. I tweeted about this right at resistance here. Let's see if I can find that. VirtualBacon 0x, SUI, SOL. Let me see if I can find that here. I tweeted about this October 7th. SUI versus SOL ratio almost at resistance. One must question the upside potential of this new killer L1. A lot of people were hating on this, like, oh, far better fundamentals than SOL. Look at this. Look at this. It got rejected right at the resistance. Like, if you really think SUI has better fundamentals than SOL, you're delusional, in my opinion. Yeah, that's not discounting like SUI has really strong price growth, but at some point that reverts. And that's why I don't have SUI. I do have a lot of SOL still. We can take a similar chart like this and then just do SUI versus Aptos ratio. And you see this is topping out as well. Double top pattern right here. Right there. So once this breaks down towards this direction, you know what that means. That means Aptos is going to outperform SUI once this breaks down. And it's already kind of showing that with this double top. And this is also interesting. It's last time peaked out here, and this time this is the new resistance flipped into support, but this better hold. So this kind of scenario happened before. You have a SUI going up against Aptos and then Aptos going up against SUI again. So that's why I picked up Aptos right at $10. Let's see how this goes. I don't know how long I will hold this. I'm not like amazingly bullish long-term on either. I have followed both of these projects since the very beginning, before they even launched. If you want the full fundamentals of these, you can scroll down on the channel and on my videos. And if you go like way down, where is it? Here. 1 year ago, I covered SUI. I covered SUI versus Aptos even before they launched. So yeah, you can go check those out. Okay, so that's Aptos. The other addition that I made to my portfolio is Metis. So both of these positions I took after selling, I believe, some Near and some Phantom because they were up quite a bit. So I took a Metis position because Metis was one of the first chains to run in the last kind of uptrend and the Q1 of 2024. If you go on the Metis chart, you will see exactly what I mean here. Let's go to all time. Let's go to a log. Go to the last 2 years. So you remember the last Bitcoin run started end of October last year, right around here. And you see shortly after that, Metis started to run quite hard, going from $16 breakout, reaching $120 within 2 months. And this even preceded most of the run in Solana, in AVAX, in most other layer ones, even like Phantom, etc. So this is why you know these guys are not messing around, and they held most of that gains, right? You see bottoming out at 28 instead of coming all the way down. And that's why if we have another layer one rotation and if Bitcoin breaks out, I think this is going to be one of the first runners. And that's why I picked it up right when Bitcoin was confirming that uptrend formation. So right when Bitcoin bounced, what was it? Like, when did I pick this up? I think I tweeted about this October 3rd, and Bitcoin was, I think, right around here-ish. Right here, yeah, October 3rd. When it was confirming this kind of higher low, I was pretty confident for this to hold, for there to be another higher low here, for the uptrend to continue. So once this got confirmed, this honestly gave me the sign to bet on those early movers in the last run. So this is why I picked up Metis, and here currently at 1% of the portfolio. So both of these are not that big, right around 1%. But just, I think these guys are much better picks than like FOMOing into stuff like Sui right now. Okay. Let's see. What else? So I have others in, yeah, those are all the layer ones. Gaming coin, no change. Although I do want to highlight that there are a lot of like gaming coins that are lagging behind, but I don't think they are worthy to rotate into, because in gaming coins, I have like very strong conviction in these two picks, SuperVerse and XBorg. SuperVerse is now like nearly 6% of this portfolio. I don't plan to sell it anytime soon. If you just consider them last run, them this run, and compare it with either any gaming coin, any gaming info coin, there's nobody that outruns Super whenever market trends up. So that's just, like, as long as they don't have a strong competitor, I don't see why I would rotate. And then you have XBorg. So fits a similar narrative as Super, because in gaming coins, most of the time, the reason why these coins don't run is because they have too much investor unlocks from last cycle. This is why you see Echelon Prime, Beam, Immutable, they're only up like 20 to 50%. Not too bad, honestly, but why is XBorg up 260% since our last portfolio video? This is because XBorg and Super, they really want to have full control of their supply. They don't want to have any investors unlocking tokens. And that's why XBorg did something super ballsy. So even though they just launched the coin a couple months ago, they actually did 100% unlock for all their investors and all their token holders, which means if you wanted to sell, you sold at the beginning, very beginning on the DEX, and you made a slight bit of profit. Everyone that's left over, including me, I invested in this coin between 50 to 70 cent. 5 to 7 cent. And I made no profit in the beginning. But after seeing what they did, I was like, okay, this is the way to do it, because the biggest problem in gaming coins is vesting. So because these guys have no vesting, I went hard on them and I featured them in the portfolio, and I told people, okay, there are no gaming coins out there that have these kind of tokenomics right now. When the gaming sector runs, these guys are one of the only ones alongside Super that have no sell pressure. And that's why, they're up 260%. Pretty epic. I still have all my position. I just don't see anyone else like even coming close to these two in gaming. And that's why I just have like strong conviction in these. Okay. let's go into AIs. So AI coins, very interesting. Bittensor went up huge amount since we got into it on the last portfolio video. I just want to have a quick check here. I think we got in like below 250. Let's see here. This was us last month. Right here. Yeah. So Bittensor was doing like this sideways consolidation, and I was telling people like this is finally a time where I could see myself buying Bittensor and saying that's a good buy. And because it's like near this same consolidation before the breakout, and like shortly after that, it broke pretty aggressively. And we all know what happened. Like it went to, I believe, like 650. Now it's at 550. Let's see. This peak was 650. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? So I took some profits on this. I still hold quite a bit. Let's see how much it's worth right now. 2% of the portfolio. It's still a large chunk. But I took some profit from Bittensor and I put them into two other AI coins. So one of the strongest AI narratives right now is AI agents. You might have heard of these like crazy meme coins called GOAT, GNON. Like the TLDR on these is that some developers, I don't think it's real, but some devs, they say that they deploy these AI agents, and these agents, like they tweet random stuff all day and collect information, and the AI agents deploy the contracts and they made meme coins. I don't buy into that at all, to be honest, but nonetheless, it's generating a lot of hype in the AI agents narrative, and that's why I went into this narrative. So I picked up two AI agents infra coins that I know actually fit into this narrative and are not like meme coins driven by 1 week of hype. So I picked up Humans AI and I tweeted about this back here. This also matches what Tesla is doing. So Tesla is doing a lot of real life AI workforce robots. So kind of like this kind of style. I think this is really underlooked in AI right now. There are very few altcoins that tackle this. Humans AI actually has this style of robots running on their decentralized AI network that helps, I believe, 3 governments officially. Pretty epic stuff. I'll cover this more in depth later on. So that's one I picked up a little bit of. I picked up 1%, I believe. It's up quite a bit since we got into it. I also picked up Spectral. This is another AI agents altcoin. And I think we got into it $8-ish, somewhere around these ranges. This is just an AI altcoin that I know for quite long that is in the agents narrative, and I just went for it. It's pretty simple. So this one, I think they have deployed like trials with Coinbase. I don't remember if it's this team, but was it this one? So there is I covered this before on the channel where Coinbase and Brian Armstrong tweeted about this. They used one of these decentralized AI agents networks that integrated with Base, and they actually deployed the agent, not some crazy like GOAT stuff that was tweeting and deploying coins, but just that agent was able to make some basic swaps between like Ethereum and USDC autonomously. And that was real. You can see the on-chain transactions. I believe that was done through Spectral. It was either Spectral or Delicium. But I think the real question here is you gotta look into which AI projects are actually able to run decentralized agents. I really don't like those coins that somehow just claims that they have this super advanced like AI agent that runs and talks to everyone on Twitter. That feels to me like a person impersonating an AI. If I were making a grifty project like that, I would not put it into AI's hands. I would definitely just have a team of people sitting on Twitter and just like pretending you're AI and just be on drugs and tweet all day. That's how I would do it. So I think the infra in AI agents is undervalued. So even Sam Altman and many of the AI tech startups, the big ones like Anthropic, Claude, etc., they're all working towards AI agent releases next year. So the infra around AI agents is a big narrative. This is kind of the next frontier. You don't want to look too deep into DeepIn anymore. However, I don't think these Twitter AI coins are real. That's just my opinion. It's very hard to disprove, but I think it's too early looking at how advanced they are. So that's why I'm betting on infra coins in this sector. And if you know any AI agents coins that have real infra that has shown that they work, not in a crazy, just meme coin format, but just real on-chain stuff that has worked before, send them in the chat, and I am looking to pick up more coins in this sector over the next month. Okay, so that's for AI coins, specifically AI agent coins. Lastly, we have meme coins. So the meme coin sector, by far the best performer in my portfolio has been Mog. We got into it at 84. It now sits at 211. So 150% gain, 2.5x on the actual position. So throughout this past 3 weeks, I have been taking half profits on this. So I took some partial profits on the 17th, on the 19th, and I sold Mog to buy into Sundog, Foxy, and Puff. So Sundog is the first one I got into, and this is actually below my entry right now. I got into it average price 0.23, and I tweeted about this one as well. I don't remember where, but I've been tweeting about Sundog a lot actually. Just scroll down on my tweets and you'll see. Yeah, back here, and I've been tweeting too much. Back here, yeah, here we go. So basically, Sundog is the only meme coin that still exists on Tron, and the only coin that is still holding up on Tron. And if you follow like this cabal kind of stuff at all, you would know what I'm talking about. This is one of the only coins that I think has potential for some big insider movements. It resembles early days of WIF, early days of Brett, when those chains specifically push just one coin. And just today, I tweet about this as well. Binance just listed this one called Simon's Cat on their perps. And this is Simon's Cat. They launched basically the same time as Sundog. And it went through basically very, very similar price action. You see like 3 weeks of consolidation up, 3 weeks of breaking out, 3 weeks of consolidation down. Like you can say this is reaccumulation and breakout after a Binance listing. And this is Sundog, 3 weeks, and we're nearing that kind of completion. I think this has legs, to be honest. Why do I think so? Justin Sun keeps tweeting about this. He does not tweet about anything else except for meme coins on Tron, and he has not mentioned any other memes. And if you look on that screener, all other memes on Tron is dead. I did not talk about Tron stuff when this first got popular. Just go on the channel. I never mentioned Tron before, except for now, because out of all of that, like everything died. And if you want to buy some Tron coins, like sure, you can buy Tron itself. In fact, I even covered this on the portfolio video last month. I think I covered it here. Yeah, here. I was covering how like Tron coin was okay. It's probably not going to do bad, but it's already pretty high. And I would not get into any Tron memes then, 1 month ago, because everyone was calling Tron the Solana killer. But I told people like, this was not a Solana killer. If you used Tron before, you know how shitty it is. This is a cabal chain, and you gotta buy the insider coins. And after 1 month, the only coin that still hasn't died, that is still getting support from Justin Sun, is Sundog. So that's why I have a Sundog position. And it's not that big, to be honest. It's like 0.7% of the portfolio. Let's see how it goes. If this gets big listings like OKX or Binance, I for sure will take profit. So I don't see myself holding this very long, but I think it has chances to do so. So that's on Sundog, and 2 others I picked up, and I highlighted these in my Twitter as well. So first one is Foxy. Foxy, I have had this on the channel since the very beginning. This is the main coin pushed by the Linea blockchain. Linea is doing their airdrop within the next 2 months. This is what most people that follow the Linea ecosystem says. And on Linea, you basically have no coins right now. You have a DEX coin called Linex. You have this coin called Foxy. That's about it. So for people that want early exposure on Linea, you don't have anything else. And that's kind of my thesis on this. If people catch on that Linea is going to release their coin soon, and they want some early exposure to that, you kind of have to buy Foxy. So that's why I was looking at Foxy, and especially after this kind of bottoming out pattern, I sold like during this breakdown here, and it formed a neckline. It went much lower, and I was pretty glad I missed these big wicks down. But now finally the breakout is coming. So as long as it holds this neckline, that's at 0.009, I think we're good. So it holds above here, I think we could start a new uptrend. And that's why I picked up Foxy at 0.01. Similarly for Puff. So Puff also has the Cook conversion that's happening as we speak. So Cook is the governance token for Manto's LSD, so Manto liquid staking on Ethereum. And basically Manto is Bybit, right? So Bybit has one coin that has lasted 3 years. That's the Bybit BitDAO, and then now Manto coin. And they're about to release their new coin. I believe that new coin's TG is in 2 days, called Cook. This is a governance coin for their LSD. And Puff is the only other coin that's officially supported by them because it's getting allocation going. You can convert your Puff into Cook. So that's why I'm riding this hype wave, and I tweeted about this. I want to buy at this breakout retest if it comes back down into this range. And I then tweeted again when I got into this. Yeah, here. So tweeted after that thread, bought into Puff at 0.075, and we highlight it in the portfolio right here. And this is exactly at the entry right now. So let's see how this goes. Puff just got listed on Bybit. Let's see. So when a ecosystem as big as Bybit and as big as Mantle, with everyone involved, they list their own coin, their own meme coin on their own exchange, and they want to push the narrative around there. I don't know. I think it has legs. So again, that's like a cabal. I don't necessarily hate cabals, to be fair with you. Like, I think that the big difference is that you don't want to buy these coins like a Nero or a Goat or what else is bad? I don't know. But you don't want to buy a coin that starts at 1 million and then 1 day later it's at 100 million. And you see like a bunch of these guys coming out and tweet, oh, I turned $100 into 100K. Like, sure. But they did that not because they were smart or because this coin is like community driven. They did that because they got early tips. That's a influencer cabal. When you have those kind of groups, the incentives are completely misaligned because you have like 200 different like micro KOLs and they all get early tips and they get, 0.1 to 0.5% of supply and they just dump. And none of those coins go up above like 200 to 300 million market cap. Very, very rarely. I covered this thesis as well on the last portfolio video, I think in the meme coin sector right here. So I was covering like here. Only the best meme coins break above the 300 million market cap ceiling. This still holds true. If you go down all the meme coin list, Brett, Whiff, Bonk, PayPay, Mog, that's about it. Like, even like things like that you have heard. that are supposedly like great meme coins. Ponke, not above 300 mil. What else do you have? Like Apu, not above 300 mil. You have a lot of these coins. And one of the biggest reasons is that they don't have aligned holder base. Their so-called cabals is just like 100 different KOLs trying to dump on each other. You want the kind of cabals that's driven behind one main network, one main chain. And this is what made Brett, because Coinbase is behind Brett. Like, they obviously can't say so, but you know that most of the Coinbase guys are gotta be in there. That's why they push it so hard, like soft. Whenever they launch a new product on Coinbase, smart wallet, whatever, Brett is one of the first tokens that they put the logo on there. WIF, like Solana Foundation has got to be big in WIF. You have PayPay, right? It's like after 1 year of consolidation, it breaks out because all those KOLs sold. You have MOG, like if you follow the people behind MOG, none of them sell. You have Brett, we covered Brett. You have, again, with this Sundog thing, you need to have a real cabal that is aligned, not a bunch of people just dumping on each other. Those are the only kind of coin, Foxy, Puff, for example. These are only coins that get big centralized exchange listings, and you need them to break above that 300 million mark. That's why, for me, my biggest meme coin exposure is still above like these coins. The ones that have proven, that have shaken out all the early KOLs, whatever, and have listed on all the main exchanges. You could put like Popcat on here. That works. But I don't see coins that make sense unless you are either already listed on Binance or you have a high chance of listing on Binance. I think MOG, at this point, like for sure it's going to list on Binance. It's just a matter of when. Because everything else in that same caliber, PayPay, like you can even start from the top. Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, PayPay, Brett, Dog we've had, Bonk, Popcat, all listed on Binance. MOG, same caliber. At some point, it will go on Binance. I'm like very, very sure of that. So you need that kind of exposure in order to get above that 300 million ceiling. That's why when I look at new memes, sure, it's popular. But when I see a coin and it's like 150 to 200 million mark and it's 2 weeks old, oh man, like you don't have much upside on there. Like you have so much risk there. You are much better off like waiting another 2-3 months. And if it can still hold above that floor and it goes sideways for 2 months, then it might be worth it. This is the same kind of consolidation that all of these top meme coins had to go through. I'm planning to make a follow-up video just completely on this topic on meme coins, but that's my thesis. And that's why, you know, most of my exposure is still in these guys. You can throw like whatever, Popcat, what's the other one? Bonk, maybe, but I really think WIF is stronger than Bonk. I don't think you need to buy into new memes anymore. And all of these memes, they look new, they look smaller, but all of these have been out 3 months. I am not interested in meme coins that are out like less than 1 month. It's so much risk. Okay, that's all of it. And let's just quickly revisit the percentage breakdown. I do plan to take profit from some altcoins overall and just scale up my Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana holdings probably over the next month, depending on what runs first. I do want to get these back up to 60% total. And in terms of percentage per coin, I'm pretty happy with that right now. The only big one is like SuperVerse, but I just have like way too strong conviction. Been following this coin for what, like 1.5 years, strong conviction. And I've seen them since the very bottom. I've seen that they're just so strict with who they work with, like full conviction on them. Aside from that, you know, everything's pretty regular. The high conviction ones is like slightly above 2%, average slightly below 2% holding, and then newer ones like less than 1% holding. Yeah, so couple things. We have this portfolio tracker now, link down in the description, and it will be updated not daily, but it's actually updated automatically. So as those coins go up or down in price, it has an API literally talking to CoinMarketCap, so it updates on a daily basis. And if I make any changes, it's in the update logs. If you want actual alerts when I make these changes, you can either just like have that list open, or you can join our community on the Coiners. I'm going to post every single signal on here. And this also includes short-term trades. And if you don't have the time to join a community, you can also follow me on Twitter. I post probably most of these public on Twitter, although you got to really like pay attention, you know, what you can say, because if you shield too much, people are also mad on Twitter. So I post trade setups, I post these portfolio movements on Twitter more subtly. So follow me on Twitter for quick alerts. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe to the channel for more monthly updates on the portfolio, and let's see how this portfolio goes. I really want to drive this portfolio from that initial 100K to, let's do 1 million, right? 10x over this bull run. I think I should be able to grow a portfolio to that kind of gains going from previous bull runs. I'm confident in doing so. So hopefully we can do that in the public, and we have maybe like 12 videos over the next year with this exact log. And then by the end, you know, you can fully audit this, and that will be a pretty big brain. So if we can do that, hopefully that's going to be epic. Maybe I get completely burnt, and maybe this will also help myself really manage my portfolio much more carefully. So I only get into things I have conviction in. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for joining the live stream, and I'll see you on the next video and the next live. Cheers. Bye-bye.